Bob Harbin was diagnosed with gum disease nearly 10 years ago. Although he ignored his condition for some time, Bob is now being treated for his gum infection. Recently, he suffered a heart attack. Now new research shows that gum infection may contribute to heart disease.
When I thought that the possibility of my not taking care of my teeth and gums might correlate back to my heart attack, I was frightened. I was amazed.
Dental researchers have long suspected that oral infections can affect other parts of the body. Now research has found that periodontal or gum disease may contribute to heart disease and pose a threat to people with respiratory disease, diabetes, or pregnant women.
Most people understand that gum disease can lead to tooth loss. However, gum disease is also a serious infection, and the bacteria from this infection get into the bloodstream. Once in the bloodstream, these bacteria can travel to other parts of the body and cause great harm.
Periodontal infection occurs when bacteria builds up between the tooth and gum. Bacteria from the gums may get into the bloodstream. The blood clots block the supply of blood flow to the heart, which may cause a heart attack. Researchers have also found that gum disease can cause serious complications for people who are already at risk for other diseases such as diabetes and respiratory disease. How do you know if you may have a problem?
Gum disease can be a silent disease, and the symptoms can be either red or swollen gums, bleeding gums, gum recession, loose or shifting teeth, persistent bad breath. And if the patient has any of those symptoms, they ought to seek help from either a periodontist or a general dentist.
While additional research into this connection is crucial, the potential link is compelling. If you have diabetes, respiratory disease, are at risk for heart disease, or plan to become pregnant and suspect any problems, seek help from a dentist or periodontist. Don't think that a gum problem can only hurt your teeth. Your health is at stake. This is Renee Mitchell reporting.
For more information on periodontal disease and heart disease, talk to your periodontist. You can also visit the American Academy of Periodontology's website, www.perio.org, or call their toll-free phone number, 1-800-FLOSSUM.
Researchers analyzed government health data on more than 13,000 people age 18 and older who had their teeth. And they found smokers are about 4 times more likely than people who have never smoked to have advanced periodontal disease. The new study published in the Journal of Periodontology also shows former smokers who quit for 11 years did not show much difference from those who had never smoked.
Based on the findings from our study, cigarette smoking appears to be the major preventable risk factor for periodontal disease in the United States. The good news, though, is that quitting smoking will reduce the risk of periodontal disease and help erase some of tobacco's harmful effects on periodontal health.
Just ask Joan Teister. She quit smoking 20 years ago.
I was a smoker for 20 plus years, and during that time I had a lot of problems with my gums. They would bleed. I had a lot of tartar buildup. Since I've stopped smoking, which is 20 years ago, I have not had that problem. It's diminished to twice a year cleaning without any sensitivity or bleeding gums.
Periodontal or gum disease is an infection caused by bacteria that accumulate in pockets between the teeth and gums. Tobacco use reduces the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to gingival tissue. It also impairs the body's defense mechanisms, making smokers more susceptible to a gum infection.
There's a few different mechanisms by which smoking affects the gums. One is that smoking affects the blood supply. It brings nutrients and oxygen to the gums and helps the gums heal. The other is that smoking affects virtually every component of the body's immune system, which is the body's defense against bacteria and other challenges.
The study also found there is a dose-response relationship between cigarettes smoked per day and the odds of periodontitis.
For example, for people that smoke less than a half a pack a day, they were almost 3 times more likely to have periodontal disease than non-smokers. For people that smoked more than a pack and a half a day, they were almost 6 times more likely to have periodontal disease.
A recent survey conducted by the American Academy of Periodontology found almost 80% of periodontists advise their patients to quit smoking.
The results of these studies are very powerful, and we can show them these results, and patients will add up 2 and 2 and say, look, if I quit smoking, I really reduce the risk of losing my teeth due to gum disease.
In addition to being a major cause of tooth loss, periodontal disease has been linked to increased risk of heart disease, stroke, poorly controlled diabetes, respiratory disease, and premature babies. This is Mary Lou Gallio reporting.
For more information on periodontal disease and tobacco use, talk to your periodontist. You can also visit the American Academy of Periodontology's website, www.perio.org, or call their toll-free phone number, 1-800-FLOSSUM.
Do you drink your milk? If you consume at least 3 servings of calcium-containing foods each day, your chances of getting periodontal disease may be lowered. A new study published in the Journal of Periodontology shows men and women who only receive 500 milligrams of calcium, half the recommended dietary allowance, were almost twice as likely to have periodontal disease. This was particularly evident for people in their 20s and 30s.
The relationship between calcium and periodontal disease is likely due to the ability of calcium to build up the alveolar bone, the bone that holds the teeth in the jaws. This then makes that bone more resistant to periodontal infection. The bacteria that cause periodontal disease then have a harder time destroying the bone around the teeth. We were not surprised by the findings of the study. There are animal studies and human studies which point to the hypothesis that low calcium in the diet would lead to more severe periodontal disease. For example, there's a study showing that low calcium in the diet leads to greater tooth loss in adults, and tooth loss in the adult is mainly due to periodontal disease.
The American Dietetic Association says about 3 out of 4 people do not meet their daily need of calcium, which is about 3 servings a day.
The richest sources of calcium would be dairy foods, milk, yogurt, and cheese. You can also find calcium in some green leafy vegetables, as well as calcium-fortified foods like juices or cereals.
Helms says calcium is an essential mineral needed to build strong bones, not only to help prevent osteoporosis, but also to help protect against periodontal disease.
Calcium deficiency is really a serious public health problem. Most Americans do not get the calcium they need, so it's critical to look at ways to increase calcium intake. This is a very essential mineral, not only for healthy bones, but also healthy gums, and to help prevent periodontal disease.
We think that increasing calcium intake probably affects the rate of progression of gum disease by strengthening the bone, thereby making it more resistant to the effects of the bacteria around the teeth.
The American Academy of Periodontology recommends, in addition to drinking milk, people should ask their dentist or periodontist how they can prevent tooth loss and protect their overall health. This is Mary Lou Gallio reporting.
For more information on how calcium helps keep your teeth and gums healthy, talk to your periodontist. You can also visit the American Academy of Periodontology's website, www.perio.org, or call their toll-free phone number, 1-800-FLOSSUM.
What's the first facial feature you notice about a person? According to a recent survey by the American Academy of Periodontology, it's the smile. But 80% of respondents to the same survey say they are not happy with their smile, and they are doing something about it. 44-year-old Deborah Wolf noticed her smile was uneven and went to Dr. Cheryl Townsend for a crown lengthening procedure, which removed excess gum tissue to expose more of her natural teeth.
I was really unhappy with my smile due to the fact that I showed so much gum. And that really made me feel self-conscious. I didn't want to smile because I didn't like my smile.
One of the most typical problems that we see patients present with is where the teeth appear too short as a result of too much gum covering over their tooth. This gives a patient a gummy smile. Periodontal plastic surgery can correct this by scalping away that excess tissue, restoring the natural length and the natural look to the tooth, and in turn restoring a natural, pleasant smile once again.
Since my procedure, other people have said, "Gosh, Deborah, you smile so much more," and they always compliment how beautiful my teeth are, and that makes me feel good. People really notice your teeth and how healthy they look.
I see fabulous results with this kind of work. It's very rewarding for me and for the patient. It's one of the few procedures we do where the patient can actually evaluate the benefits of the procedure every day when they smile at themselves in a mirror. And we do see that patients smile more when they're happier with their smile.
Across the board, the number of cosmetic surgery procedures performed in the United States is skyrocketing. The number of procedures increased 304% from 1997 to 2001. The number of periodontal plastic surgery procedures is no exception.
Without a question, I'm definitely seeing an increase in the number of cosmetic gum procedures. If you compare the year 2002 with 1997, we're doing 36% more of these procedures than we were then. Patients are actually very surprised that these procedures are generally much easier than they're expecting, and they're able, most of them, to go back to their normal activities the very next day. Worst case scenario, they might have some soreness for a day or two. Very rarely, they might have some bruising or some swelling of the lip area. One of the concerns, though, that patients express to me that I think is important is they wonder whether gum reshaping like this might put them at higher risk for a recession long term. I've been doing these procedures now since the late 80s, and I have not seen that. And as a matter of fact, the anatomy of the gum tissue for these patients is such that recession is extremely unlikely.
What does the future hold for periodontics?
In the future, we expect tissue engineering to revolutionize periodontal plastic surgery. Currently, we're using man-made implants to replace missing teeth. In the future, we're going to have real teeth grown in test tubes to replace patients' missing teeth. People with gum recession, we're going to have laboratory-grown gum tissue to cover over these exposed roots. It's just a matter of time before these products are available. It's going to be an exciting future for us.
For more information on periodontal plastic surgery, talk to your periodontist. You can also visit the American Academy of Periodontology's website, www.perio.org, or call their toll-free phone number, 1-800-FLOSSUM.
More than 51 million school hours are lost each year due to dental-related illnesses in children. According to the American Academy of Periodontology, many of these absences could be avoided if oral problems were detected and treated early.
The most recent findings of the Surgeon General report that came out just really a few months ago was that over 40% of the children in the United States never visit a dentist prior to starting school. And when our children don't see dental professionals, they lose an important opportunity to prevent some common childhood problems like cavities and gingivitis. And if not treated early, these can really lead to significant dental problems later. And that can not only cause unneeded suffering for our children, but it also can impact their self-esteem, as well as impair speech and eating and even learning, if they don't feel good.
In an effort to combat this growing problem, the American Academy of Periodontology is launching a grassroots effort to educate children and parents about dental and periodontal disease prevention.
We at the American Academy of Periodontology are dedicated to providing the most up-to-date information, both for parents and our children, through our printed material and also our special section on children's oral health on our website, www.perio.org. We're spreading the important information of dental visits early in childhood and also the importance of good daily home care. In addition to suggesting that our children receive early and also frequent dental visits and make certain that they include a periodontal exam in that dental visit, the American Academy of Periodontology also provides a lot of great tips for parents. For example, as young as 12 months, we can start using toothpaste when we brush our children's teeth. You need to begin flossing the teeth of your children when you see the spaces begin to close. And also, you yourself need to be a good role model for that child. And always look in your child's mouth as you're helping them with their daily home care for signs of gingivitis, for bleeding gums, for puffy gums that look a little redder, or certainly any gums that are receding. Those are all signs of concern.
In the Rio Grande Valley of Texas, a group of more than 120 dentists is delivering this message, along with free dental care to thousands of low-income children each year with its mobile dental unit.
Dental disease is the #1 cause of absenteeism in elementary schools in this part of Texas. Realizing that, the Rio Grande Valley District Dental Society came together to form Dentists Who Care, a nonprofit corporation designed to serve the needs of uninsured children, the enormous population of uninsured children in the Rio Grande Valley. Some of the most common dental diseases we see in the mobile dental unit are dental cavities and gum disease, all of which are preventable with proper home.
In the year 2000 alone, Dentists Who Care has donated more than $500,000 in dental care, while also bringing thousands of smiles to the children of the Rio Grande Valley.
As we all know, value systems and habits are learned early in childhood. And we not only need to help our children have good oral hygiene habits, but we also need to let them know the importance of good nutrition and also the risks of tobacco use. If our children are deficient in certain vitamins and minerals, it may place them at greater risk for gum and bone problems as a child and later as an adult. And smoking is the #1 preventable risk factor for periodontitis, gum and bone disease in the United States.
There's been a lot of money, time, and effort by the local dental community dedicated to Dentists Who Care. But I'm sure all of the dentists that have given their time and their efforts appreciate the fact that there's nothing more beautiful than a child's smile.
For more information on children's oral health, talk to your periodontist. You can also visit the American Academy of Periodontology's website, www.perio.org, or call their toll-free phone number, 1-800-FLOSSUM.